Hello everyone, this is Ryan. I'm recording for individual assignment of programming essentials here. So let's go to part one. The user ID and the password, and the test is done here when I enter student one and the student two's password. It is incorrect, but it displayed welcome. So I use a dictionary to store the user ID and the corresponding password to make sure that it is distinguished. And I define function to get user ID and password and to check, and I use for loop to continuously enter user ID and password for check until I enter the exit. So the test is done here. It can recognize these capitalized letter correctly and the corresponding password correctly. So the GPT's code is here. It is the test done here. It is all correct, but it's much more simplified than mine because it didn't use a function. So I think mine is better because it is more user-friendly. So the finalized code is mine. When I entered student 4, which is not in the check, so it asks me to enter the right user ID again. So when I enter exit, the program ends. This program runs perfectly. And as for part 2, the budget and claim, when I run this code and the test is done here, when I enter it got a little bit problems. So my proposed code is here. I use if the claim is greater than balance, I ask for another input. When the balance is less than this amount, we consider the budget is exhausted. We break the loop. So the test is done here. It is all correct. And the GPT generated code is here. The test is done here, but it cannot deal with the problem caused by the position of floating point arithmetic because, you know, this 0.0, this blah, blah, blah things. So that is because this balance greater than 0. So my code here, my finalized code here, use try and except module to make sure the budget and claim are valid numbers, and we use this balance greater than this amount. If it is less than this amount, we consider the budget exhausted. So everything works properly. That is great. So let's go to part 3, the AIU. The problem of this code is that I in range, these I are numbers instead of letters in the string, so it is not equal to AIU. So the AIUs are all zeros in the end. So my code here use the dictionary to count everything and use the get function here. If it is in the dictionary, +1. If it is not, we set it as a 0 and then +1. So it works properly, and the GPT generated code is basically revised based on the code proposed given. So it works fine, but it can only deal with the problems of a non-fixed number of candidates. So my code here is more elegant and flexible. So the finalized code is my proposed code here. It's more flexible and can deal with different number and names of candidates. And part 4, the apple, orange, and papaya and this stuff. The problem of this code is that the quantity here is string instead of numbers, so it cannot be added or subtract from the apples from the numbers directly. It has to be int. So my code here is that the test is done here. It got problems. So my code here use dictionary to store the inventories and use a get function to properly set the fruit name and get the fruit name. If it's in the dictionary, we plus or minus the quantity. If it's not, we set this as 0 and then plus or minus quantity. So it works properly. The GPT generated code is pretty much the same, and use this phrasing, and the quantity here inted, so it can be added or minused from the numbers properly. So it works perfectly. So I think my code and GPT's code has no essential differences. So the finalized code is here, the test is done here. So What I learned from this assignment is that in addition to the deepened understanding what I have learned before and incorporated here, like dictionary, list, try, and accept module, the most important thing I learned is that GPT is not panacea. Sometimes my code is clearly more flexible and and straightforward. And another thing is that coding is not static. It can deal with so many real life problems, and there's always another way to get there. So you just gotta try more and write more, and then everything will be good. Thank you.